Welcome to the Rimrock Buzz podcast. This is our sixth episode for this year. In this month's podcast, we will interview Mr. Bishop about for the Pennies for Patients fundraiser and the Copper and Silver Wars. We will have another great Rimrock's Got Talent segment, and we will show some pictures from the March Spirit Day. Corinne and Annie will announce the Students of the Month for April. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Pennies for Patients and Mr. Bishop. I'd like to introduce Mr. Bishop, one of the Rimrock's fifth grade teachers. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Madison.
The Rimrock Elementary has joined over 500 schools in Colorado and Wyoming to make changes and beat cancer. Pennies for Patients is an opportunity to teach compassion builders, characters, save lives one penny at a time. Mr. Bishop, please explain to our audience about Pennies for Patients.
Well, Pennies for Patients is an organization that raises money for cancer patients suffering from leukemia and lymphoma. And so they encourage kids to have penny drives to bring in all their pennies to help the patients. It's a fundraiser for them. So,
Mr. Bishop, would you please explain the silver versus copper war that was last week?
well, the silver and copper war was an idea we came up with because we thought we wanted to earn more money than just bring in the pennies. So if you have a copper-silver war, it helps to bring in more because there's competition involved. And the idea of the way that happens is that for every penny you put in your jug, and that's broken up per grade level, each grade level has their own jug. So each penny you put in your jug, you get a point for the positive. But any piece of silver or paper money you put in your jug, that counts as a negative towards your grade level. So the idea is that you put all your pennies in your jug and all your silver and paper in other grade level jugs. And so that's the war, and that's where the battle comes from. And I understand that other schools in the Fruita area are also participating in the Pennies for Patients fundraiser.
Mr. Bishop, would you please explain the silver versus copper war that was last week?
Well, last week in our silver and copper war, at the end, the kindergarten were the winners. They brought in $295 worth of pennies, but they had $128 worth of silver and paper money put into their jug. So their total, after the subtraction was done, it was $167.19. And so that made them the winners. But the grand total that we raised for Pennies for Patients was $2,324.04. So yeah, it was a really great thing. But the kindergarten, they win a pizza party for the entire kindergarten, all the classes. So congratulations, kindergarten.
Thank you again, Mr. Bishop, for coming today.
Well, thank you, Madison, and thanks for all the kids at Rimrock and all their help and everything they did to help raise Pennies for Patients.
Don't go away. The Rimrock Buzz podcast will be right back with the photos from March Spirit Day.
Ready for some talent? Well, Rimrock's got some. We have Ethan playing on the piano and Caitlin reciting a poem that she wrote. We have some singing and dancing plus Mariah jumping on a pogo stick.
My name is Ethan and I'm going to play a song that I made up called Running Wild.
teachers. Nice teachers, mean teachers, cool teachers, funny teachers, teachers in a store, teachers on a bus, teachers with attitude, any kind of teachers. I like teachers.
I wrote a song called Beautiful. She ready to know he lived on her bed, snuck in her room right after she left, put petals on the ground, her head on his shoulder, they walked down the hall. I'm left to wonder, will I ever fall in love, and where is he now? She's with him, I'm in the backseat, no it's not right, but it hurts when they're laughing. I've never been where they are, I wanna be blown away, I wanna be swept off my feet, I wanna meet the one who makes it hard for me to breathe. I wanna be lost in love, I wanna be the dream come true, I wanna be scared of how strong I feel for you. They say that love is heartbreakful, heartbreakful. They say that love is awful. No, I met a boy Monday night. Ooh, he was in my
The beach.
class.
I see the sparkling blue ocean water with the red and tan mountains, with green bushes seeking the ocean, with the rocks sunning themselves on the ocean shore. I have a lot of plants and possibly a pattern. The sky is growing white till it reaches the top.
Wow, Rimrock does have some talent. So don't go anywhere. Student of the Month is up next.
Each month, the Rimrock teachers will submit a name of a student from their class that they feel has earned the honor of Student of the Month.
A student of the month demonstrates moral behavior on a daily basis. These students work hard in class, are responsible for their learning, and show pride in their work. They are helping their peers and show respect to others above and beyond. The student of the month has enthusiasm for learning and demonstrates positive citizenship and social skills at all times in our school community.
Fifth grade students of the month for April are,
In Ms. Bennett's room is Alona D.
and Miss Slipka's room is Adrian G.
Mrs. Adams chose Annie S.
And Mr. Bishop nominated Peyton B.
Fourth grade students of the month are
In Miss Wilkinson's room, the student of the month is Elizabeth V.
Mrs. Hoffman nominated Haley M. and Morgan V.
Miss Rayside selected Sydney B.
And Mr. Discus nominated Jack D.
And Miss Steele nominated Jocelyn H. and Tess D.
The third grade students of the month are
Miss Moon nominated Kaylee S. and Jocelyn M.
Mrs. Faber D. Ryder chose Tara A. and Mikkel S.
Mrs. Brickhouse nominated Faith B. and Kylie K.
And Mr. Roberts selected Amy K. and Ryder S.
Miss Lovato chose Alejandra V.
Second grade students of the month are
In Miss Hoff's room, Christopher L.
Mrs. Reynolds selected Trinity A and LED.
Mrs. Myers nominated Amber C.
And Mrs. Eatwell selected Caden C for the Student of the Month.
The Student of the Month in Miss Bricker's morning kindergarten are Mason L. and Sydney H.
The Student of the Month in Mrs. Bricker's afternoon kindergarten are Dublin M. and Cadence L.
The Student of the Month in Miss Clark's morning kindergarten is Dylan B.
And the Student of the Month in Mrs. Clark's afternoon kindergarten is Maddie O. The April Student of the Month photos will be displayed on the Student of Month Hall of Fame, which is in the main entrance main entrance hall.
If you're a Student of the Month, please go to the music room and get your picture taken.
Congratulations, Student of the Month.
Well, this concludes our 6th episode of the Rumrock Buzz. Next month will be our final podcast for this year. This podcast is sponsored by the Rumrock Student Council and is hosted by the Rumrock podcast team. On behalf of the podcast team, thanks for watching the Rumrock Buzz. See you next time.
Rimrock Buzz, over and out.